I have so much magic to share that's been happening here at Dose of Blue Mountain. Now, the energy is becoming so high. Our first on-site resident is showing up right after this show. She's probably almost in Cuenca by now. And then we're going to be receiving guests here at Dose of Blue Mountain all the way up until the 20th when it will peak. And there will be 15 of us on site here at Tosa Blue Mountain for 8 days, walking through that 20, 21, 22 period. So as we are all now in this moment of gathering mastery, of really relaxing into being ourselves, of saying yes to the lineage holder, a rising energy, the week ahead is all about really receiving, I'm going to say it, a boost, or like an amp from the cosmic center, that little bit of affirmation and reassurance. Now, I do want to share with you that we have had massive electronic fails going on around us for the past few days, and it's been a fascinating navigation.
It came to a crescendo this morning.
Yeah, it's been crescendoing a lot to the point where yesterday our power just shut at about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I mean, where we had no power, no internet most of the night, and even today we're limping along. So please bear with us. We have not even logged into Oneness Talk Radio yet, and I do want to say hello to everyone that is joining us live over at tfrlive.com. Hello, welcome. We love you dearly. Welcome at onenesstalkradio.com. Now, hopefully, at onenesstalkradio.com, you are able to chat with us. You are able to watch us. Our video should be streaming there on the homepage. You have to scroll all the way to the bottom of the homepage to find it. And you, of course, could be listening to us live. And hopefully, we're going to be getting on to the call board in just a moment. We recently updated the OnenessTalkRadio.com website. And so if you haven't been to the website in a while, please visit it. Enjoy, especially under the Oneness tab, all the extra bonus things that are there for you. And in the improvement of that, we're still working out a kink on the call board. So I am going to give you the phone number. It is 517-208-1500. Again, 517-208-1500. If you want to call in live, and hey, it looks like it's working. I see a call board. Okay, write down this number. Jump in right now. We already have people holding. 517-208-1500 for mini soul readings, to jump in the conversation, whatever your heart would like to share. And of course, Shri, we're also broadcasting over at YouTube. Is that right?
Well, yes, it's working fine over at YouTube.
Okay.
I'm going to say hello in the chat over there once I feel that we got this stabilized.
All right, we are getting
there. We've been dancing between
we are dancing.
And
thank you all for your patience and for being here with us now. So we need to dive in, and for those of you that are on our e-blast list or are part of our Facebook or whatever, you might have seen what we're talking about. You might have actually already seen the actual photos, and I do want to give you a little heads up that tomorrow's show will be 100% focused on the transmission that came through when Shri and I had the first manifestation of the first crop circle on July 22nd, 2011.
Yes.
And we will be showing that tomorrow. We will also be doing a lot more graphics during the show, because there is so much happening and there is so much that is going on that we really want to just kind of sit together and walk ourselves through this, because you are actively in a co-creative process. Remember, the week ahead, and especially if you're joining us live today, this show is being recorded on Saturday, June 8th, 2019, so that when you would connect back with it, you want to touch into this energy. This is a very powerful spinning day. This is a day of ratcheting, of moving up. This is one of those wild portal days where you're kind of on that ride, where it goes up way high on one side, it comes down and goes way up on the other side. We're in that moment right now, and that can feel very, very different for each person. And so it's a blessing to recognize that we are here now and that we are making a difference. And Shri and I think we want to, and for those of you that tell me I'm talking too much, please bear in mind that my husband's not talking because he's trying to do the electronics right now.
Once they're stable, I'll be here.
Exactly. So they're saying there is no sound. I don't know where there is no sound.
I'm working on that.
My husband says he's working on that right now. So thank you for sharing, and we will do our best. And TFR is fine, I'm hearing. I'm hearing the video is not streaming at Oneness. It is doing great at YouTube. It's the Oneness Talk Radio YouTube, if you'd like to jump in over there, and Shri will be chatting with you guys over there. And so just sharing. And the gift is that we are, I'm being distracted by the chat saying there's no sound at Oneness Talk Radio on YouTube.
Yeah, well, at YouTube?
Are you guys saying you can't hear us at all? Forgive us, those of you that are listening to us, that this is where the chat becomes
YouTube
really
looks
hard
like
for us.
It's working great.
So can somebody in the chat room at Oneness Talk Radio let us know if you can hear us? That would be awesome. And maybe the fact that nobody's letting us know means they can't.
Well, YouTube looks good to me from here.
Okay, then we're just gonna
And,
we'll just keep broadcasting, because this is typical, guys. See, this is how many of you are having these moments, these electronic moments right now, where everything looks like it's really supposed to be good. Everything is supposed to be flowing together right now, and then there is this outside distraction energy, and this is why it is just such a gift. Shri, YouTube is great. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And so maybe somebody else could post that link for other people. And thank you, my angels. So as we are coming together in this June energy right now, I want to go back to what I was mentioning, is this spiraling energy of today, because this day is very much saying we have really taken the core journey. We are now we have arrived at that moment where we have done everything that we can to bring ourselves to, I'm going to call it the first gateway. And again, remember that if you've tuned into the June Ascension video, please do, the one that's about 15 minutes long, start there. Please watch that at our official Shri and Kara YouTube channel, because we are in a cycle right now, and we have this May 22nd to June 22nd cycle. And we are also that started on June 1, the first of 4 pulse waves that are going to be released during 2019. And this is the longest of the 4, and it was for 4 full weeks. So do you see how perfect it is that opened last Saturday, June 1? And so today is the culmination of the first full week of the first pulse wave, which has brought us already into this cosmic center moment. And so there is a lot to share.
Well, I just want to say it seems to be working everywhere, and so we're going to just be happy.
We are going to be happy.
And so that said, I want to talk a little bit about the energy of now and the energy of then.
Yes, and
then means the soon-to-be now.
Right, and just remind you that the phone board is working, and that, of course, is 517-208-1500. And I just want to make sure that we don't have that on. No, it's working. Okay, yeah. So 517-208-1500. We will get to all of you that are waiting, and thank you for being here.
Absolutely. So one of the things to remember is that the times we are in synergizes with the time you are in. Now, I don't mean to be cryptic, but we each have our evolutionary journey. Yeah. Each one of us is growing and changing, evolving, learning, discerning, and lifting to the extent of our desire and our ability to let go of that which keeps us from lifting. So there you go. You're on your path, you're on your journey, and then suddenly there's this big climate, this celestial climate that comes in and says, how would you like a lift? How would you like a boost? And by the way, it will shake you up a little bit, because it is a true lift and a true boost. You know, you think about it for a moment. Evolution is not necessarily a slow linear process. Evolution is marked by jumps, distinct jumps. And it may appear to be slow and evolutionary from one vantage point, but when you're in the middle of it, I think that we can all say there are moments where we get just whelmed, and those are good moments because it's a sign that it's all happening. So we take a breath, relax, and say, I trust my life.
Yeah, I trust my life, right? Isn't that a beautiful thing to remember?
And so bringing us into this moment of the core energy, you know, each and every week we've been talking about the magnificence of what's upon us and this center of resurrection energy. Well, just last Tuesday, we began this powerful group.
Wow.
And this group, there's a lot to share. But when we came together, the mirroring and the magnification of the opportunity became more tangible, more real, and just there. And so much so that the beautiful portal of energy that was part and parcel of what we're sharing with you was in large part replicated in a crop circle in France.
Well, we
And
feel
we're
it was
gonna talk
actually, and that's where Sri and I disagree a little bit. Through my experience in the other crop circles, I believe that it was actually not similar. I believe that it was a key, that it was the final
Well, yeah,
piece.
the two locked together for
Exactly.
sure.
Yeah, exactly. And so this is really quite an extraordinary moment. So how did we get here? And again, this is kind of like we want to share a story with you today, because sometimes one of the best ways to feel the energy of the moment is just to dive into the story. And I do want to also acknowledge that we have quite a few emails waiting, and we are going to be getting to some mini soul readings via the email as well as on the phones. So please hang in there. We will get to you. But given everything that's happening, this story is really important for all of us. And if we're kind of doing our own time slides together, because we all are right now, and a lot of you for the first time with us on June 4th, we did our first group time experience and received instantaneous confirmation. I mean, instantaneous.
Powerful.
That is about as powerful as it could
Yeah,
ever get.
yeah.
And so the reason we're sharing this with you is it was 2 days later after we did this on June 4th, and it was the very next day. It was the very next afternoon. It was just by the time it filtered through and got all the way to Sri and I, because we get so much email that our email goes through several people before it comes to us. And I'm staring at a crop circle that came in at the same time as we were all calling in the mastery of the New Year Eve moment. Now, why is this so important? Well, on that night, June 4th, for the very first time, we, under the guidance of the divine directors, released the multiple dimensional portals of the Pyramid of Spiritual Awakening and shared it with a group of masters. This is all the people that are in our mastery journey right now. It's $22. There's still time. Join us.
You can tune in.
You can still get there live on Tuesday night. You still have time to catch up. Get there. So when we came together after building, we culminated by touching ahead, by taking just a very short time travel journey together, dipping ahead, going into New Year's Eve 2019, and calling in all of the mastery that is coming in right now. That's what this core essence is. Now, why are we doing this? Because literally, if we can call our mastery in right now, we are in a moment where we can affect greater positive, passionate action through ascended presence. And this has not happened before. And because of the way these lines are slipping, meaning that in this co-creative universe, and it is the illusionary experience, in this moment, the third dimension and the fifth dimension are becoming more wobbly. They're becoming less, they're much more anchored. And so because of that, that area, that opportunity area is becoming less and less. And so how can we maximize this moment? By being us. That's why the May 22nd acceleration happened. And what's been extraordinary for Sri and I is that because of the appearance of this crop circle, it triggered in us a need to start putting some things together. And in harmony with Insoulments that have been coming in from May 22nd, we had our own massive confirmation from the universe, and it happened because we are coming together, because together we are better, because the masters are gathering, because the egos are laying down, because we are all at the top of the mountain carrying a sword of illumination saying, I am here, I am ready, I am open, and each is being guided in this beautiful divine dance. And this is a big energy, guys. Take a breath on that.
It's I'm a little bit whelmed right now.
Aren't we all? Aren't we all?
And I just want to say that there are a couple of things to share. My mind right now is at the crop circle of 2011.
Exactly.
But here's what I want everyone to kind of wrap into for a moment. What if you saw a picture of something in your mind's eye, set it aside, and then later on it revealed out there in a field, in the crop circle? This is the level of magic and synchronicity that not only happened last Tuesday, just a few days ago,
in France,
but it also happened with a group of us in England just a few years ago. There is active participation from the cosmic friends in the universe with the experience that is happening here. And it's important that we relax and pay attention.
Well, what's so powerful is that all of these synchronicities are happening only because Shri and I kept saying yes to this appearance of the divine directors that has been a sudden, extraordinary experience. And as this energy has been building, remember, what is the overarching energy for June? The overarching energy for June is to be yourself. It is a month where try on just really being who you are. If you are hiding, you are lying. Give yourself the gift of just relaxing into you, and however that means. And again, just the momentary response of this is not giving you free license to go out and pontificate and tell other people your thoughts. Quite the opposite. It's just about saying, you know what, I'm just going to be myself. I'm going to try on what I would want to say in this situation. I'm going to try on how it feels to be the true me. And you might be surprised at how much you've been hiding when you make that a conscious effort for this experience. And so as we are doing that together, the universe is taking notice. And this is part of what's happening is that Shri and I have been blessed to be teaching the Pyramid of Spiritual Awakening for many, many years.
Yes.
But just since this early 2019 opening, it has now gone into this multidimensional anchor ship. And the moments ahead are extraordinary. And the week ahead is an opportunity to really give yourself a boost. So we gave ourselves our own boost, to be honest with you, because when the crop circle was given to us on June 4th, when it was sent to us by one of our beautiful people who's in the group, and then other people started sending it as well, but she was the first one that brought it to us or our attention. It was just so obvious that it had been a part of the code of the original crop circle. And so very, very quickly, how that original crop circle, what happened was it was in 2008, guys, which first pay attention, 11 years ago. So 11 years ago in 2008, Archangel Zadkiel, through me, draws a crop circle during an Insoulment and seals it in an envelope. And Shri witnesses this whole thing. And we're told to keep this envelope, and that if the time would come, we would be told when to open it. And we were told that it had something to do with choices that were being made at that time. And that's when we were writing our books, 2012, You Have a Choice, and helping people to recognize that this was not set in stone and that we are extraordinary co-creators. And we were, I guess the word would be a little ahead of our time, according to what people have shared with us. And so what happened was that it was in 2010. We thought we were going to go get the crop circle. That's when Zadkiel started talking about it, but we couldn't get the tour together. And Zadkiel made it very clear, no, not yet, but it will be. And sure enough, we were called to bring 19 people with us on a crop circle tour looking for this crop circle in 2011. Now, bear in mind, we went and this envelope came with us still sealed. We had never opened it again. And Shri and I just really had an imprint inside of us of what it had looked like because we had both seen it. You know, when I came to, he showed it to me before they sealed the envelope. And we had been out there slushing through crop circles. And if you've got on crop circles, it's amazing. It is really amazing.
Let me just give you a little mind picture. So these wonderful fields in England where they're growing the wheat, are huge, and it's relatively flat, so it's a nice canvas. And what happens each year is there are these crop circles that are spontaneously appear overnight, and then there's a few folks that effort to put in fake ones, and you can easily tell the difference.
You can absolutely tell the minute you're there.
And what our experience is that every crop circle communicates an energy. Sometimes it's recognized through the visual, and sometimes it's a felt energy, but there's a symbolic piece of it and a felt energetic.
Yeah.
And we were so fortunate to be able to fly in a helicopter and look down at the crop circles, and you see the beauty of the geometry, the exquisite patterns. But then when you walk in the crop circle, you're surrounded by a radiation of energy that is otherworldly.
It will knock you over, and I will share that when the first few crop circles we went to had been there for a couple days. You know, we were out there in Avebury, we're waiting, and it was on, make this story as short as possible, It was the very last day, and we had been through some very powerful circles. We had been at some very early on, but we had not been at any that had just, like, hey, we just discovered this one. It was breakfast. It was about 7:15 in the morning, and we're all, as a matter of fact, not even everybody was down at breakfast. And Finbar, the man we were with, who had been organizing with Lucy Pringle and other wonderful crop circle beings that we got to meet and work with, came running in and said, hey, this came in overnight. We thought we were leaving without this happening. We were like, okay. Day. And we thought, well, that's maybe a really good thing for the world. And this was our last day. Like, we had to go that afternoon, and he came running in. And he had a picture of it. And Shri and I, even as I'm telling you this now, you guys feel that? You feel the tinglies? Even as I'm sharing this with you now, my head is covered in chills. My body is covered in chills. And he held up the picture, and Shri and I looked at each other, tears in our eyes, and Shri opened up the envelope in front of everybody and pulled out that drawing that had been made in 2008, and it was that crop circle. We had vans waiting. We got there. We were very much probably maybe the fourth or fifth people to ever walk in this crop circle. And what I can tell you is, if you are blessed to be there that early before anybody else knows it even exists, because this was kind of tightly held, a lot of people, it hadn't been released yet, the energy of walking in first, and we were the first people to go all the way to the center. Even as I'm sharing this with you, I'm getting the high-pitched tone. To this day, I will never forget what I experienced. And we did an ensoulment in the middle of that crop circle. The Blue Starborn came through, and here at Tosa Blue Mountain, I have 12 little teeny tiny seeds of wheat from the center of that circle. And they are here, and they are radiating. And this is part of what we are going to be using in the Cosmic Origins program, which is going to be happening, well, the one that's happening in 2 weeks, completely full. The one in September, I think we might have 1 or 2 spots left. But this is when we are able to warp back. And we thought that's where it ended until this couple days ago. And what happened was that when this crop circle was sent to us, as I mentioned, I immediately saw it. And so did our students, our other masters. I forgive me for calling you students, but so did these masters that we're having this journey with. And she was like, I immediately saw what this is. I immediately understood the energy. And I was like, oh my God, yes, you're right. That is it. And I clearly heard from the divine directors to take the energy shield that is ignited in the pyramid of spiritual awakening, now that it is lifted into the multidimensional experience of consciousness, and to place that with it. And oh my gosh, tomorrow's show we'll be showing you this, and it is mind-blowing. And on Tuesday night, June 11th, we are going to be able to go even further, beloved masters, because we successfully navigated the time journey. And I'm enjoying everybody who's writing us about the time journey too. It's been amazing.
Yeah, and in today's movement through all the technological speed bumps, we're not able to show you these graphics on this show, but they will
tomorrow, noon Pacific time. You're going to see
how what we shared last Tuesday intersects to what it appeared in France.
And then we're going to take you guys there.
Magnify each
exactly.
other.
And we are going to culminate Sunday show by taking all of us on a journey into that cosmic center to help ignite the week ahead, to make it easier, and to get us ready for a much greater time travel journey on June 11th. I'm so excited.
Oh, it's fun time.
It's so amazing.
It's absolutely fun time.
It's so amazing.
And you know, one of the things that is important to remember is that your participation is happening even if you're unconscious of it, but is magnified through the voluntary command of, yes, I will. Yes, I choose to participate. You know, it's everybody in a boat on the ocean is floating, but not all of them are sailing straight. and when we get together as a group and we say we're moving forward, we're going to time jump.
Right.
In the case of last Tuesday, we went forward to December 31st, 2019, to be able to capture from the end of the year what this year was.
And the crop circle came in as affirmation that said, we hear you. And there is so much more I'm going to share about that tomorrow as well, because of the other ways this crop circle is being interpreted, overlays of the Virgin Mary, which I absolutely get because it is a compassionate energy. But this crop circle was a warning and an affirmation. And so there's so much happening.
Absolutely. And for those of you that are listening on the terrestrial side of things, we're going to take a little station break. And for those of you YouTube, we're going to smile at you. We're still here. And I think I have a little slideshow to play until we get back in sync with the terrestrials. So stick around, a lot more to come. Welcome back, everybody. We are delighted to be with you, sharing the mysteries that we are exploring this Saturday. This is Saturday right now. You know, it's always such a delight to be able to take a glimpse, a holographic slice of what's going on, and to be sharing and talking. And I was looking at the call board over at YouTube, and people are exchanging love, exchanging perceptions and stories and questions. And so, yes, absolutely, share with each other, and we'll do our best as we're able to kind of pick up on things to address them. We have emails, we have callers, and we have information to share.
We do. And, you know, this is really one of those extraordinary moments for so many of us. And Shri, I thought I would start right now. We have I have a couple people who are looking for mini soul readings, and we're going to get to